Hey YouTube. Alright, so this is gonna be my first actual video that's not a short, but I'm gonna cut it into a short. It's kind of just gonna go over basically the reason behind this channel. I always wanted to have a YouTube channel, or at least a YouTube channel. I am a father of 2 boys, and I wanted to use YouTube kind of as a video journal for them, so they can see what I think of, how I see the world, or just even the activities that I do, the things I like, any of those thoughts that I have, or just a way to dig in to see, or to give a way into my head, a way into my brain. And I can only really think clearly when I'm riding or if I'm driving or something. I figured today would be a good opportunity to take you through my favorite street in Wellington, Florida. Mainly because of all these palm trees here. They're really tall here, and it looks really cool. And it's a little curvy. I mean, as curvy as South Florida can really get. And it's a beautiful day out. It's not raining. I did not put rain gear on, which might mean that I'll get rained on later, but that's a problem for future me. And again, being in Florida, I'm used to getting, because it rains all the time out here. So go through here. I wanted to kind of just go through and speak what I wanted to, what I was thinking, all the things I was basically planning on doing with this channel. It's going to be mainly a motovlog oriented channel. I'm definitely going to be doing most of my content from a bike. Look at these guys on these Surons up here. They look cool. Nice. They think I'm a freaking weirdo. Whatever. But it's gonna be mainly motovlog. It's gonna be based on my Kawasaki Eliminator, which I now have 563 miles on the odometer. I'm actually gonna take it on Friday in for the first service on it, which I'm excited for, because I do have a lot of plans for this bike, and I do have a lot of plans just basically on content that I'm gonna post up for you guys. I'll be honest for you, I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it to like be a creator, to be a creator, just to kind of like do the things that I like to do creatively. But I really want to make videos. I like making videos. I like being a videographer. I like, camera equipment. I love technology. That's my main purpose of work, is technology. As an IT manager. And I wanted to take this opportunity now, since I basically have my Insta360 X3, I have a GoPro Hero Black 9, I have a Canon R8, I have a Canon R50, I have all these things at disposal, and I just kind of always found myself like, I don't know what I would eat. My life's not interesting enough. No one's going to be interested in these videos. No one's going to care what a 32-year-old guy is going to talk about, because he has a boring desk job. There's nothing interesting that he does in his life. These are all the thoughts that I was having. And about 10 years ago, I had a Kawasaki, also Kawasaki. I'm a Kawasaki guy through and through. I love Kawasaki. I like Harley. I like all bike brands. But it's just something about Kawasaki's that really do speak to me. But I had a 1993 Kawasaki BN750, a Vulcan 750. And that was my first motorcycle. I was 22 years old. And it was a glorious thing. The bike was amazing. It wasn't the fastest thing in the world, but it was mine. I picked it up for $1,500 back then, and the bike ran amazingly. It took all the abuse I gave it. It was a drive shaft bike, which was my first encounter. I had no idea that motorcycles could even have drive shafts, but it was a drive shaft bike, so I had to work with the maintenance on all that, and work on the maintenance of just being an older bike. I mean, it was a year younger than I was, so I fell in love with riding motorcycles, and I unfortunately had to sell it when my second son was born. As I sat there and I was like, it is dangerous riding motorcycles. It's inherently dangerous, as we all know, and I need to be alive for these boys for, at least, my goal back then was at least until they were 18. So I sold both. I sold that bike. I had another one as well, a Yamaha V-Star 1100 Custom, and that bike was okay. It wasn't my favorite. That first Kawasaki really just held a really, really special place in my heart. And I sold both bikes. I didn't have a bike for about 10 years until I bought this one, the 2024 Kawasaki Eliminator. My specific bike is the non-ABS version. It's the straight bike. The lowest version of it is just a basic motorcycle. 451cc parallel twin engine. From what I'm reading, it seems like it's a variant from the Ninja 400, which I've never ridden a Ninja 400. I've never ridden a sport bike at all. I've only ridden cruisers and standard bikes. That's it. And from my experience, I really love the standard bike. I really love the cruiser. That's what speaks to me in my riding style, and that's just what I like. The main reason I bought this bike was because I found myself to be in a bit of a slump. My life kind of went through a very traumatic change. I'm not going to dive too deep into that as it gets pretty personal, but I had a pretty dramatic change in my life, and I decided, you know what? I remember really liking being on a motorcycle. Let me get another motorcycle. I will buy, the full face helmet. I'll buy the riding jeans, the jackets. I'll make sure that I am as protected as I possibly can be. And being a bit older, I do ride a bit more responsibly. So here I am with this motorcycle. And instantly it's like I have the bug again. I mean, I'm just constantly riding this thing. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if the wind is blowing like crazy. I don't care anything. I mean, I just love being on it. I love riding it. I love putting miles on it. I love pushing myself on it as well. I really dove deep into the mechanics of motorcycle riding, like counter steering, all that good stuff. And I just really enjoy doing it. Where was I? What the heck I was talking about, guys? Oh yeah, my goodness. So I have a lot of plans for this bike. In October, I basically already have it figured out that I'm going to be doing. Come on, you can come in. I'm going to be doing a ride down the middle of Florida to Key West, all the way down to the southernmost point of Key West, which, as I understand it, and I saw on a map, it's not exactly the most southernmost point of the island, but that's where the statue is. That's where all the tourists like to do all the things. And I say tourist like I'm not going to be a tourist that day. I'm totally going to be a tourist that day. And I'm going to ride basically from on the eastern side of Palm Beach County over to the west in Belglade, Florida, and I'm going to take, I believe it's State Road 27. I think it's called State Road 27. I'll have to check my map. But State Road 27 all the way down through Florida City. And then basically, if anyone has, if you look at a map, Florida City is like the last part of Florida, the peninsula itself, before it starts going into the Keys. So I'm going to ride that 7-mile bridge and all that stuff. And I'm going to try to do it all in, I'm going to do it all in one day. It's about almost 300 miles, according to Riser, which is the Cardo app. I believe it's Cardo. That's the Bluetooth unit I have. It's the Cardo app to track motorcycle rides and that kind of thing. But it's really cool because you can tell it like to use to avoid tolls, avoid highways, and also curvy and super curvy roads. And based on that, it essentially forces it to take down roads, which is how I found that Highway 27 kind of goes through Belle Glade and goes straight down through the Everglades, which I think is gonna be a cool video. It might be boring as heck because there are some farms that I recognize, like Okilanta. They have farms in that area of the state, so it's probably going to be a lot of flatlands and a lot of farmland, which is not exactly the most enticing video-wise. It's going to be content, hopefully, nonetheless. This guy was like itching to get past me, and gonna be doing that October, I believe. I have it figured out for like the 15th. I don't know, it's the middle of the week. It's gonna be like the middle of the week in October. And did not like that gear. So I will be doing that. I will be recording as much as I can. I will be more than just the Insta360. I do have a drone. I do have, like I said, all the other cameras. So I'm gonna try to mix in some of that footage as well. Especially, I mean, I'm gonna be a solo rider, so I won't be able to, do much drone work so much as, using the GoPro, taking pictures, doing that, using my phone as well. I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, so I'll be using that as well. And yeah, I mean, that's gonna be the purpose of this channel. It's gonna be, I'm gonna try to do trips. I'm gonna try to do little adventures here in the state of Florida, especially South Florida. I do have another one that I'm working on. It's gonna be a sunrise, sunset trip. So I'm gonna start in the morning on the east side of Palm Beach County to watch the sunrise. And as soon as the sun has risen, I will then be driving, making my way west to Anna Maria Beach, which apparently is a highly rated beach. It's one of the best beaches in Florida. And I'm gonna watch the sunset. And I'm gonna try to capture as much as I can on video. I'm gonna try to be, as behind the camera as I can. Try to see any little local places, anything that would be of interest for people out there. Just because mainly, I mean, I don't see a lot of, content down here. I see a lot of videos. I mean, I have been watching a lot of like Key West trips. But as far as like the actual state of Florida, a lot of people don't visit here so much. They kind of like, they do the big ones, Key West trips, like I said, and then you see a lot of like, they skip a lot of the middle of the state, which again, is probably understandable. I might find out why. I mean, I'm gonna find out, right? Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call and I accidentally picked it up because I have not figured out yet how to turn off the auto pickup feature of Cardo. So if anyone has any insights into that, I really hate that feature. I do not like it because any noise I make, I can be or it'll answer the call. And then I'm talking to someone and I oftentimes have no idea who it is, but I digress. All that rambling was a very long way of saying that this channel is going to be motorcycle vlogging, I guess, centric, and based around either talks like this, where on my way home, or maybe in the morning if I have my coffee early enough on the way to work, I will talk about whatever's on my mind, or it'll be based around solo road trips or even group road trips. I mean, eventually I'm sure I'll meet some people, but it'll be around road trips within the state of Florida. And I don't know, if I guess it takes off enough and people find an interest, then outside the state of Florida too. I mean, I don't mind riding out, I guess a smallish bike. This is a small bike compared to a lot of bikes out there, especially, you know, those bikes geared towards travel and adventure bikes, and, you know, the $20,000 Harleys, $40,000, you know, street glides or whatever. Different destinations, things I might find interesting. I do have a trip that I'm kind of planning a little tiny bit, from here to St. Augustine, basically up A1A, which is a 10-hour ride. So that will be interesting on this bike. But low speeds, A1A for the most part is very, very low speed, so I shouldn't be pushing the bike too hard. It's just going to be a long time in the saddle, which is fine. You know, I guess a bad day on the bike is better than a good day at work. But I'm still thankful that I have a job. I am very blessed in my job. I do love my job. It's very rare to say that, especially the first time in my life that I can really say that I do love my job. But there I go rambling again. That is the purpose of this channel. The YouTube short that I'm gonna make from this is gonna be obviously a lot shorter than this. But you know, if you guys are interested, subscribe. I will be posting more content. Like I said, next month I'm going to be dropping that trip to Key West. We'll be filming basically the whole way. So keep an eye out for me. I posted a short today and it did decently well for what I consider to be well for, you know, a small channel with no subscribers at all. So I'll try to keep up. I'll try to keep it interesting. I'll try to keep, you know, the production quality somewhat high as best as I can, you know, on my time off, juggling, you know, my job and all of my other responsibilities. But thank you guys. If someone literally sat through this whole video and watched the whole thing, seriously, thank you. Wow, I don't even know if I'd be able to do that, but I have before. I mean, there's a few YouTube channels that I follow that I've watched, you know, 30-minute, 40-minute videos at work listening to. I'd never watched. I was working, I promise. It was more just listening to, kind of background noise. But yeah, so again, thank you guys, and hopefully I will see you all in the next few videos. Alright, peace. Stop. Ah! Yeah. Nope. Okay, well, it's gonna keep recording until I stop, and then I can put my fingers on my phone and tell it to stop. So I will probably put all of this after the like black screen thing, kind of as a blooper, because why not? It'd be funny, I think. All right, bye.